Before you were the immigration guy, many years ago, actually when I first met you, you were the education guy.
That's right.
So where are you at with that issue, and how do you think that might affect the race in Colorado this year?
I don't know that it'll have a tremendous impact on it, because people are far more worried about their jobs and how they're going to make a house payment than whether or not the kids are getting a good education.
But that's always the secondary background, like the long-term thing that people care about.
Yeah.
I mean, recessions come and go, but kids always need to go to school.
It's a fascinating thing. When I put the voucher initiative on the ballot, this was back in, I think it was '92, if I'm not mistaken, and I spoke all over, you know, and I talk about the importance of choice and the importance of people making a decision for their own kids and their educational experience. And I said, I could notice that people would go, you know, they were shaking their heads, yes, but really what they were saying in their own mind was, oh my God, don't make me make another decision, because it may be wrong. And if it's wrong, only I am to blame. Where if I send my kid down to school, you know, down to the public school down the street that I have to send them to, and if it turns out to be an axe murderer, I can always blame it on the second grade teacher. Or, you know what I mean to say? People don't like responsibility oftentimes, especially for something that big. They would just as soon kind of pass it off to the government. And you've got to get them, I think, to kind of come to grips with the fact that it's more important than maybe they think it is in terms of their future and their kids. Because if given the slightest opportunity, people will go, yeah, you make that decision. It's a big one. I just assume somebody else do it.
And yet at least charter schools seem to be taking off in this state.
And it's got to be, that's what's happening in an evolutionary process. It's exactly what's occurring. I remember when I was at the Independence Institute, and first charter school bill was up in front of the legislature, and I went. I was just sitting as just a person in the audience listening to the debate in the Senate committee. Romer was testifying, and he was testifying in favor of it. And the Democrats were giving him hell. And he said, no, he goes, if we don't pass this, and he turns and he goes, they're coming back, pointing at me in the front, they'll be back. And I thought to myself, little does he know I'm coming back no matter what, no matter if they, and they did, but they did it as a fear factor. It was a fear factor, because if they didn't do that, vouchers would be, you know, on the horizon. And this was a way they could still have public school control, you know, but kind of give a sop to the people who wanted a little bit more. But it's growing and growing and growing. Vouchers, choice, it's an idea, and you can't stop it. I used to always say, you only need one word to win any voucher debate. And that word is why. That's all you have to know is why. Because it usually goes like this. Public school advocate, teachers union person usually. Are you supporting vouchers? And yeah, why? I say, because they're horrible. And you say, really? Why? Well, because they'll destroy public education. No kidding. Why? Well, because everybody will leave. Really? Why? It's the end of the debate.